She was determined to get in. What happened next will leave you breathless. The flirting, the games, it had to stop. She wanted him, and there was no better time than the present. Kara watched from her peephole as Dean unlocked his door. He used a code that she wrote down and hoped to God that she got it right. She needed to get into his apartment to put her plan in motion. She was horny and couldn't think straight, and it was all his fault. Every time he saw her, he'd say hello in that deep, masculine voice that she loved so much. He always looked her in the eye when speaking to her, and oh, she couldn't forget the way he twisted his long dreads into a bun when he was preparing to help her with her groceries. Yes, it was time to end the games, and she had just the plan. She'd watched him for months and had figured out his routine. Once he unlocked that door, he was heading for the shower, which gave her 20 minutes to freshen up, get ready, and be at his place. The thought of what was about to happen had her dashing from the peephole to her bedroom. Tonight was going to be fun. He was enjoying his shower when he heard the beep from his alarm. He took a quick look at his camera and saw her beautiful Kara. She was bent in front of his door with a bag of groceries. He figured she must have gone to the wrong door and was about to tell her when he heard her say, "I'm going to have him tonight, even if it means breaking this damn door down. Ugh, why won't this crazy code work? She wants to fuck me." He thought to himself he couldn't help but chuckle. If she wanted to have him, all she had to do was tell him, but he guessed she wanted to do it her way. As for the code, she was never going to get in. The code had to be entered with his fingerprint for it to work. He chuckled again, watching her. He hoped she knew what she was doing, because once he let her in, he had every intention of taking her to Dreamland, but he'd let her play her game first. He watched her enter the code again and decided to unlock it from his end. He watched the grin that lit her face, and he knew tonight was going to be fun. Victory! She unlocked the door and did a quick, happy dance before going into his unit. She could feel herself wet with anticipation. She had left the grocery bag in front of his door as there was nothing in it. She had simply needed an excuse in case someone saw her. She walked in and looked around his unit, however. The only room that was of interest to her was his bedroom. Kara quietly walked towards his bedroom. The door was open, and there he stood with his back to her. He was a big and gorgeous man who was only covered by a towel around his waist. For a moment she hesitated, but once she felt the trickle of her juices down her leg, she knew she had to take care of business. She had never been this turned on in her life, and the object of her desire was standing before her. He still didn't know she was there. Taking one last breath, she slowly took off her trench coat and her bra, leaving her naked on top. She decided to leave her panties and heels on. She walked towards him in hopes to catch him by surprise when she heard the bedroom door slam behind her. He heard her gasp loudly and he chuckled. Game over. He had waited and watched her through the camera. The nerve of her to think she could break into his house and seduce him. Well, she had something else coming for her. He loved a bold woman, but he was bolder. "So you want to sleep with me?" he said. Not a question, but a statement. He could see she hadn't expected this, but she was going to get it anyway. She was on his turf. He saw her lift her head high and declare loudly, "Yes, I want you." He smiled, satisfied with that answer. He immediately dropped the towel from around his waist and said, "Then come over here." She knew she should be scared, but she got more and more excited. She had wanted to shock him, but he had turned the tables on her. She really didn't mind, though, as long as she was getting laid tonight. She walked closer to him. Oh yes, she picked the right man for the job. He pulled her forcefully towards him once she got close enough and turned her around so that her back was to his chest. He held her two hands captive with one of his own and tilted her head back to whisper in her ear, "This is not going to be soft and sweet, but rather hard and dirty, sweetheart." Without warning, he ripped her clothes from her body. "Tell me what you want," he said. She couldn't think about the details, but she knew she wanted to be pleased. Dean moved Kara to the bed. If pleasure was all she wanted, then pleasure he would give her. He knew she hadn't realized that he had ties on the bed, but he had set that up just for her. He had also set up some toys for her, but he bet she hadn't seen those either. The plans he had for her were strictly pleasurable, but she had to be taught a lesson. He rarely explored this side him, but hearing her over the camera had him in the mood to explore. The silken ties, cool against her skin, bound her wrists to the bedposts. Kara, momentarily startled by the unexpected restraint, felt a surge of adrenaline rather than fear. Dean's touch, as he secured the bonds, was surprisingly gentle, a stark contrast to the raw power in his eyes. He moved with a practiced ease, a silent efficiency that spoke of meticulous planning, mirroring her own preparations. This wasn't a clumsy fumble, this was a dance. He stood before her, a silhouette against the muted light of the bedroom, his physique a testament to strength and control. The towel, discarded on the floor, revealed a body honed to perfection. His gaze, intense and unwavering, held hers captive. He didn't speak, but his eyes communicated volumes. A mixture of amusement, anticipation, and a hint of something darker, something that both intrigued and unsettled her. He began with her neck, his lips feather-light, tracing the delicate curve of her skin. Each touch sent shivers down her spine, a cascade of sensations that both thrilled and humbled her. He moved slowly, deliberately, his fingers exploring the sensitive skin of her shoulders, his touch lingering, teasing, igniting a fire within her. His kisses were not forceful, but deeply intimate, each one a whispered promise of the pleasure to come. Kara, initially surprised by the shift in power dynamics, found herself surrendering to the intoxicating rhythm of his touch. The restraints, far from being oppressive, heightened her awareness, intensifying the sensations. Her body, taut with anticipation, responded instinctively to his movements, arching against him, her breath coming in short, sharp gasps. He moved lower. The pleasure was intense, a wave of heat that washed over her, leaving her breathless and weak. He paused, teasing her with the anticipation of release, prolonging the exquisite torment before resuming his exploration. The air crackled with unspoken energy, a silent conversation between their bodies. Kara, lost in the intensity of the moment, found herself responding in kind, her hands reaching out, her fingers tracing the contours of his back, her moans soft and muffled against the pillows. He continued his exploration, his touch, a symphony of sensations, a delicate balance of tenderness and intensity. He knew her body intimately, as if he had mapped every curve, every sensitive point. He teased her, pushing her to the brink, only to pull back at the last moment, prolonging the exquisite agony of anticipation. The pleasure, when it finally arrived, was explosive, a release of pent-up tension that left her trembling and weak. He released her bonds, his eyes filled with a mixture of admiration and amusement. He watched as she, still flushed and breathless, reached for him, her own desire now taking the lead. The roles reversed, the power dynamic shifting, the encounter transforming into a passionate exchange of desires. Their lovemaking continued, a dance of exploration and discovery, a journey into the depths of their shared desires. They explored each other's bodies, their touches both tender and intense, their passion raw and unrestrained. The initial game of dominance and submission gave way to a deeper connection, a shared intimacy that transcended the physical. In the aftermath, a comfortable silence settled between them, a quiet intimacy that spoke volumes. They lay entwined, their bodies still warm from their encounter, the lingering scent of passion hanging in the air. The intensity of their first meeting had given way to a deeper, more enduring connection, a bond forged in the crucible of desire and mutual respect. The following days and weeks were a whirlwind of shared experiences, a gradual unfolding of their relationship. They explored their city together, discovering hidden cafes and bustling markets, their laughter echoing through the streets. They shared meals, their conversations ranging from mundane to profound, their connection deepening with each passing moment. Dean, surprised by his own capacity for tenderness, discovered a new side of himself, one that was both playful and protective. Kara, emboldened by her experience, became more assertive and confident, her self-assurance growing with each shared moment. Their relationship was not without its challenges, its moments of tension and disagreement, but they learned to communicate openly and honestly, to navigate their differences with respect and understanding. They built a foundation of trust and mutual respect, a foundation that would withstand the inevitable trials that life would throw their way. The night of the break-in, the initial game of dominance and submission, became a shared memory, a testament to their shared journey, a reminder of the raw, untamed energy that had brought them together, a story they would share and cherish for years to come. Their love story, once a whirlwind of passion and unexpected turns, settled into a quiet rhythm of companionship, understanding, and a deep, abiding love. The games were over, but their story, a testament to the power of connection and the enduring strength of love, was just beginning. The intensity of their first encounter had given way to a deeper, more enduring love, a love that was built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Their journey had just begun, and the possibilities were endless. They learned to communicate openly and honestly, navigating disagreements with a newfound maturity and understanding. The initial game had been a test, a way to gauge their compatibility. The result was a relationship built on trust, respect, and a shared journey of discovery. Weeks turned into months, and their bond deepened. They celebrated milestones, both big and small, their love story unfolding with a natural rhythm. The memory of that first night remained a vibrant chapter in their ongoing narrative, but it was the quiet moments, the shared laughter, the unspoken understanding that truly defined their relationship. It was a testament to the power of connection, a story of two individuals who found love amidst a playful game of desire. The games were over, but their story was just beginning, a story of love, trust, and shared adventures. The intensity of their first encounter had given way to a deeper, more enduring love, a love that was built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Their journey had just begun, and the possibilities were endless. They continued to explore their city, discovering new restaurants and hidden parks, their relationship deepening with each shared experience. Dean, a talented musician, surprised Kara with impromptu concerts in their apartment, filling their evenings with music and laughter. Kara, a gifted writer, began to chronicle their adventures, her words capturing the essence of their love story. Their lives intertwined, their days filled with shared experiences and quiet moments of intimacy. They learned to communicate openly and honestly, navigating disagreements with a newfound maturity and understanding. The initial game had been a test, a way to gauge their compatibility. The result was a relationship built on trust, respect, and a shared journey of discovery. Their love story continued to unfold, a testament to the power of connection and the enduring strength of love. The intensity of their first encounter had given way to a deeper, more enduring love, a love that was built on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Their journey had just begun, and the possibilities were endless. Their relationship evolved from the initial intense, dominant encounter into a deep and abiding love, characterized by companionship, understanding, and mutual respect. The playful game of dominance and submission gave way to open communication and honest expression of feelings. They shared everyday experiences, exploring their city, enjoying meals together, and engaging in conversations that ranged from the mundane to the profound. Dean discovered a tenderness he hadn't known he possessed, while Kara gained increased self-assurance and confidence. While challenges and disagreements arose, their ability to communicate openly and respectfully allowed them to navigate these difficulties and build a strong foundation of trust. The initial intensity became a shared memory, a testament to their journey, but their love story ultimately settled into a quiet rhythm of companionship and deep affection.